Good morning, good morning. Today I'm at Amelia Earhart Park in Hialeah, Florida. This park is great riding. For the most part, it's novice and intermediate trails. There is some advanced stuff in the back. Some hard climbs and some drops. But for the most part, the park is intermediate level riding. Now, it's kind of flat. There are some climbs at parts. But the good thing about this park is that it's not very technical. And if you want it to be, it can be very fast track. So the park is reversible. Sometimes they run it forward, sometimes they run it backward. Right now, believe it or not, it's being run in reverse. This would typically be the exit if it was being run the traditional orientation. I prefer this section at the end because it's got some climbing and descending. And I'm just trying to warm up. Little snake on the ground there, little ring snake, ring neck. You're trying to warm up, it's kind of hard to warm up on this trail. Becomes one of the harder climbs. On that nice little downhill. Now the trails in this park aren't really named for the most part. Some are, but it's just one long track. Part of the sport. Lost traction on the front wheel. On. Now, unlike Markham Park, this park does not have a lot of jumping. And like I said, it's not extremely technical. It's a fast, flat track with some very good single track. It hasn't rained in over 2 weeks, so you can tell that the ground is very loose, and I've seen some good amount of sugar sand already, so I'm thinking in the back maybe a lot of sugar sand is going to be pretty soft. We'll see. bridge coming up to the left. Golden Gate Trail. Alright, this next trail is going to be pretty flat, and it's listed as a kids trail, so yes, it's novice. Little active recovery, very important when you're over 50. So about that, I'll tell you a little bit about this park. Amelia Earhart Park. What better name can you choose for this as we're flying and soaring through these trails? I was born in the 70s and raised in the 80s right here in the city of Hialeah, I hate to say. I tell people all the time that growing up in the 80s was the best thing ever. That's one thing I wouldn't change for the world. But this is my old stomping ground. I've been coming to this park before there was even a park here. It was just an empty field. Huge empty field. And we used to come here as kids, get lost in these woods exploring, learning how to camp, learning how to survive off the wilderness. We used to fish back here, and we basically stayed out here for the most part all day until it started getting dark and we had to go back home. So there was no Amelia Earhart Park. We actually used to call this place the Army Field. And the reason we used to call it the Army Field is because in the 80s there was a civil unrest and several riots that broke out. And every time the National Guard was called in, this is where they would camp. They would make camp here. Thousands of soldiers. And we didn't know the difference as kids between the National Guard and the Army. All we saw were little green soldiers. So we dubbed this place the Army Field. But yeah, this was it. This was part of our hangout growing up. So yeah, I know this place like the back of my hand. I'm extremely familiar with this park. Little climb. Set. probably can't see it, but a lot of soft sand, a lot of loose gravel. Let's slow down a bit on those turns. Couple of little bursts, little hills, what they call jumps in spinning class. So all in all, this trail is about 6 miles, 6.5 miles. I'll let you guys know where we're at on the GPS when we finish. But it's roughly 6 miles. Now, if you're running the track in this direction, or either direction actually, there's a squirrel. Save some energy, because once you get to the back, this section here, for example, the trail is called Rabbit Ears, and it's listed as advanced. So once you start getting to this area, you're gonna need a little lead in your pencil. Don't come back here totally depleted, because it's gonna be difficult going. And yes, this is where the riding gets best. Just keep your speed up and let the momentum get you up most of these hills. Here comes a little tough climb, followed by a gradual climb. Turn and down. Nice. A boat there. There's a boat named the Amelia. Fitting. Alright, this is Razorback. This is the section where I told you guys that you're gonna come back here. You gotta know what you're doing, starting with this climb here. Drop and climb. Okay. and keep your momentum. It'll help you with getting up the other side. Climb and a downhill. Little ridge right in here, so be careful. Steady climb. And more climbing. Going to the trailer. Yee-hoo! And under the trailer. Watch your head. Nice. So that is literally out of wind. So that is literally the most difficult part of this trail system. It's called Razorback. And remember, you could be running forward or reversed. So a lot of those climbs that we did, the downhills, and a lot of the downhills that we did were big climbs. And believe it or not, the park actually rolls very smooth in both directions. You got a kitty cat up ahead in the trail. Now there are some animals out here. It's Florida, so you're gonna see the typical swamp type animals. We already saw a small ringneck snake. There are larger snakes. People that buy boas and pythons and they outgrow their habitat inside of a home, people sometimes let them loose out here. There's raccoons, possum, cats, because again, people don't want their cats, they dump them out here, they start breeding, so they become like wildcats out here. No gators. I've never seen a gator out here. There is no access to an outside body of water. If there was, there'd definitely be gators in here. So this trail is an advanced trail. Or listed as advanced. It could be intermediate. Just a lot of climbing. It's called Chupacabra. So once again, the trail is called Chupacabra, and for all my Puerto Rican peeps out there, I'll give you a little history if you don't know where it is. Give me a second. I'm finally feeling like I'm starting to get warmed up. All right, so a bit of history on the Chupacabra. Chupacabra translates directly into Spanish as goat sucker, and the legend goes that in the desolate mountains, Puerto Rico, the mountains of El Yunque and Arecibo, there was presumably a creature that was going around killing the livestock in the mountains. Now, active recovery, guys, active recovery. The legend also says that the Chupacabra were possibly extraterrestrials and that they were using the livestock as food temporarily. Now, whether you believe it or not, there were a lot of cattle, primarily goat, that were found slaughtered and drained of their blood. So that's how the legend began, and that mountain is named Chupacabra because it will literally suck you of your life. All right, let's do a little nutrition here. Breaks over. Now it is a holiday. It is Thanksgiving, so So happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. I personally have a lot to be thankful for. And I've kind of made this my yearly tradition. Every year on Thanksgiving morning, I come out here and do a training ride. Usually in this park, but I'll do any park. And although I do favor other sports as well, my tradition is that it'll always be a mountain bike ride. And I will keep doing this as long as I can continue to do it. So yes, beginning with this and the ability that I have to be able to do this still, and the health that I have, just beginning with that, I do have a lot to be thankful for. And of course, my family and their health as well. Now, being Thanksgiving, the park is very, very crowded. The parking lot is completely full, and that rider that passed me just now is actually the first rider that I see back here, aside from the one or two that I passed that I think were stopped. But now I don't race anymore, but when I used to race, I did fairly well for myself, particularly in the off-road triathlon scene. Right now I would consider myself a middle of the packer. Not the fastest guy out here. I am not the fastest person out here, but definitely not the slowest either. Alright, enough of that. Let's focus on this ride, and let's throttle up a little bit because we're in the last quarter of the park now. And let me check the mileage. Yep, 5.1 miles so far. Time to drop the hammer. Now there is a pump track there. It's probably about 30 to 40 yards of pump track. It's labeled as intermediate. You can always do that. Riders up ahead. So to the left is an intermediate trail, V-Tree's Corner. And it basically just adds a little bit of mileage here. Not too much. And we're back out of V-Tree's Corner. And on a mission to close the gap. Up ahead of the camel humps. This is advanced. Again, it's intermediate stuff, but just keep your speed up. It's one hump. There's the second hump on the camel's back. Like I said, fast single track, guys. It's a great park. It's absolutely beautiful. This is the time of year to come out here. You don't really want to come out here in the summer. I always say this park is seasonal. It just floods too much or too badly in the summer. So this trail here is labeled as intermediate, and it's fairly flat. A couple of roots here and there. Very small, rooty climb somewhere towards the end, but it's called Trick or Treat Trail, and the reason it's called Trick or Treat Trail is because one year they had a Halloween event out here, and they actually made this trail a trail for kids to hike through. And of course it was dark. They had lanterns up, and the kids would walk the trail and collect candy. Has little ghosts and ghouls and places, but nothing too sinister. It was great. I only remember them doing it that one year, and I was like, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years ago. And they haven't done it since. So. At least not that I'm aware of. But the trail kept its name. Trick or Treat. Some more useless trivia for you. We are at 6.3 miles. And we're approaching the end of the track now. Beautiful. Last climb. And last downhill. And that's it. 6.54. So, like I said, 6.5 miles. That's it, guys. That's it for Amelia Earhart Park. This is the exit back to the parking area. Oh, not bad. The riding skills are still pretty much on point. I feel good. So, aside from that one little spill that I took, my foot never touched the ground once. That's what we always try to strive for, right? So yeah, come out here. It's a great park to ride. And if you're a runner, I usually run the trails also. It's great running trails. So, all right. As always, guys, be easy. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Come back out.